Hey guys, welcome to the new video. Today we are going to take a look how we can integrate Firebase with a JavaScript application, and we are building an application that will going to take a file and upload directly into the Firebase storage. In this process we are going to use Firebase storage service. So let's get into it. So the question arises here, what is Firebase? So Firebase is basically a mobile and web development platform by Google, which is provide wide range of tools for building application starting from storage, hosting up to the analytics. Application starting from your hobby project till the complex enterprise applications. We also call the Firebase as a platform as a service or backend as a service. So considering about the top feature of the Firebase is, so Firebase have all the documentation is up to date. We would like to give it a try to the Firebase. We can always sign up to the Google account with the Firebase account, and we can use their free plan as well. And if we are going to plan to build some kind of complex application, they also have a structured pricing plans. And Firebase also support a wide range of services. So some of the services, as you can see. So if we look around today, we can see most of the big corporation and startups are using Firebase services. It is easy to integrate in any of the platform. Like if we are building application for iOS, we can also do that with the Firebase. They also have a supported SDK. If we are building an application for Android or web, so they also have a support for the both platform. So let's deep dive into the Firebase. So we are building an application that will take a file and upload directly into the Firebase storage. So starting up, so first of all you need to have a active Google account. So after that you need to visit to the console.firebase.google.com, and here you need to have to create your first project. So give it some name, continue. You can choose enable analytics. It will take some time to create your application, and it will initialize one instance into the cloud, and that will have all the resources that we need to that will require to build our applications. So our application is ready to go. So I will click on continue. This will redirect me to the main console panel of the Firebase. I will go with web. You can also check with the Firebase hosting, but as of now I will leave this as default. The next step show how you can set up their SDK into your application. You can go with npm, or either you can go with a script tag. So for keeping this application as simple as we can, we will go with the script tag. So copy that configurations. This is required in the next steps. So we will going to paste somewhere this. So our one application is set up. So we are going to use the Firebase storage service. So let me set up the storage. In the left hand navigation you will need to click storage. Then storage page will come here. Click on get started. I will go with the test mode, so I will not require to do any setup as of now. Next, and the next step you need to choose a location or region. So I will choose nearest to me. Click on done. Now the storage configuration is done and we are ready to go. Go to the home page, select your application. In the one test app that we created, click on setting icon. Scroll down where you can find a configuration settings. So we need to have this configuration ready. have a look to setting up a JavaScript application to support a Firebase storage. The first step is to add a Firebase SDK. So I am here in the VS Code. So before the closing body tab, I will need to add a Firebase SDK CDN links. So I added a CDN link. The first link is the main Firebase app. Second one, we are using a Firebase storage service. So we are embedded this one. Now the next step is the Firebase config. And I already created a Firebase config file and link this file into the main index file. And so I will going to paste the values here. Next step is to initialize Firebase. For initializing Firebase, so we have a Firebase default object variable that is a Firebase object, and we will going to use quickly test our application if you are getting any error during this configuration. So now the refreshing of I haven't getting any error in the console. We are good to go to the next step. Now the next step is to create a storage reference. We are good with 2 steps, and next we are going to write our script into the custom file that is created. Now we will create a storage reference. I will going to create storage ref as a variable, and this will have a Firebase dot storage, and this is a method, and storage dot ref, and this will going to create a storage reference object. Let's embed this inside the on-click event listener of this upload button. So I will take this ID and selecting this ID dot add event listener. So I will listening for a click event, and this will have a callback function as arrow function. So we will going to cut this and we'll paste inside here, and we also require to take input. So I will going to also create a one variable for the file upload as a ID, and I have pasted here. And if we're uploading a file, so we need to have a files array, and the first position. Now the next step is to create a file reference in the storage. So I will going to create one variable file ref, and we have this storage reference dot child. So the code that I'm using that is already given in the documentation of the Firebase storage. So if you are looking into the Firebase storage API documentation, inside the storage we have a web section, and inside it we have a create a reference section. So you can take a reference from here. So inside the child method I will need to provide a full path. So we going to upload inside a folder 1 that will going to create a folder, and the file we need to provide a file. So folder 1, and I will put 1/ here, indicate a folder, and we need to have a file name. The next step is to upload a file that is just we prepared into the Firebase storage. So let's create a one variable storage, and we have a file reference variable created dot put. Put is a method from Firebase that will put a prepared file inside a Firebase. So we need to provide a file, this variable. So with this step we are initially created one simple application that will going to prepare a file and going to upload this file into the Firebase storage. So let's see the demo. Here you can see we not have any files uploaded yet. So let's refresh this page. Let's choose some files. If you have any error, we can see this inside the console. So let's click on the upload. So return back to the Firebase. I will quickly do one refresh. I think we are successfully uploaded a file. Yep, provided this as a folder 1 as a name, and we can see that one folder 1 is created, and we also able to see one file is uploaded here. So next part of this video, we are quickly doing one progress bar setup. We already created a HTML format for progress bar. So we are going to implement that logic here. So for building a file upload status progress bar, we are going to use this example code. We are taking a reference of it and build our own. So in here, I have this storage variable created. So I'm going to use that variable storage dot on. So this storage variable have a event. That event is a state change event. Let's define a function for progress, and this function will return snapshot object, as you can see here. So snapshot object contain a total file size in bytes of that particular file, and how many bytes transfer till that time. So we are going to calculate a percentage. So I will going to use snapshot object dot. So this is a formula that will going to calculate how many percentage of file is uploaded. And let's select the progress bar to uploading. So I have a ID that is a progress. So let me select with query selector, setting a value with this dynamic percentage value that is calculated from snapshot object. So whenever the file input changes, that will going to change this percentage value, and ultimately this will going to change this value of that progress bar. For that, I'm going to declare a success method. Console logging the value that the file uploaded successfully. In the success type, we also want the file URL to be written. So for that, I need to declare one function, and that is going to get a file, get file URL, and that function is passing a parameter that is a path, and we are declare a path as a folder 1. So we are providing the same one, and the file name, file, this one, this variable dot the name of that file to fetch on, and it will receive a file name. For getting this file URL, we also have in the documentation this piece of code. So for getting a file URL, we also require a storage reference, ref, and we're going to pass this file inside it. Then storage dot the function name of this, the default function name is get download URL. I'm going to copy that and paste it here. It will return a promise, so we're going to handle that. It will return download URL. So with the arrow function, we're going to assign this URL into the download link. So same way we're going to get query selector. We're going to show that file is uploaded to the user. So we're going to select that query selector, and so I think we are good with our code. So let's check our application. I'm going to open a console If we are getting any error, so we can code that. Going to choose one file, choosing different one, and upload. Application is working fine, but we need to inspect what is wrong with the progress bar. So I just found that we have two error in our application. So first one is byte transferred. So previous version you can see here, and this is updated one. And so next one, we already seen that the progress having the style is disable none. So we're going to first of all need to enable that. Enable the progress bar, and then we need to assign a percentage value in it. So I have it. Let me refresh this. Let me choose one file and choose and hit upload. So I have a working progress bar. It's working. File uploaded, and also we get a uploaded URL here. If we go to that URL, we can see a file uploaded into the Firebase Storage API. And if we going to verify here in the Firebase console, and we can see that inside the folder 1 we have this file uploaded. So now we are build our complete application by selecting a file and upload directly to the Firebase storage with the minimum setup. Also we have some of the alternatives. You can always refer here. So the popular one is AppWrite and Superbase. That's it for this video, guys. I'm going to provide all the documentation links and a source code link in the video description, so you always can refer that. Bye bye, guys.